us and taking time out of your busy schedule to learn about Venosa. My name is Ryan Fry. I am the Chief Revenue Officer for Venosa Precast Terrazzo. Today I'm joined with Venosa's CEO, Marty Ernst, and Victoria Villier, which is our marketing manager and inside account manager. You can see the beautiful view of the Speed Art Museum that we completed with some precast terrazzo. And it's a nice cover page that we have here. So, and I'm going to go ahead and apologize in advance. If I'm looking away, it's not, I'm trying to, I got another screen in my office here that I'm looking at, so I have a tendency to look away with the presentation that we have up. So if you can go ahead and go to the next slide, Victoria, please. All right, so today's presentation, we have, should not take more than 30 minutes. It might actually be a little bit less, but these are the topics that we'll be covering. I'll be covering our legacy and our custom products, our developmental initiatives, and then at the end I'll host a question and answer. You'll be able to ask questions by using the chat function that's located in the menu bar on Zoom down at the bottom of the screen. Throughout the presentation, please don't hesitate to ask a question. We will answer all the questions at the end. Victoria will read the questions to us, and Marty, myself, or Victoria will answer it. Marty will be discussing Venosa's capabilities. Victoria will be covering the terrazzo slabs, projects that Venosa has participated in, and then walking us through our beautiful website. But first, I'd like to take time to discuss the legacy and how Venosa became a company. So if we could, back one slide, Victoria. Thank you. Okay, Venosa Precast started as a spin-off company from the precast operations of the Rosa Mosaic and Tile Company, a tile and terrazzo contractor for over 80 years here in Louisville, Kentucky. Rosa Mosaic was originally owned by Louis Rosa, which was an immigrant from Italy, and he specialized in the terrazzo trade. In December 1949, John Christofoli began working for the Rosa Mosaic Company, and then bought the company in 1981. Today, John's children, John Christofoli and Anna Tatman, operate Rosa Mosaic. Venosa uses the knowledge and expertise that Rosa Mosaic's rich history in both poured and precast terrazzo. Terrazzo base and treads were typically poured in place until 1970, when precast became a little more common. Rosa Mosaic began making its own precast in their shop and fabricating it for decades for their own projects that they had in the area around Louisville. Since then, the market has grown significantly. In 2016, John and Anna realized there were many great opportunities within the precast market and decided that they wanted to start a precast company. So that in 2017, Venosa Precast Terrazzo was started. Since then, Venosa has been led by our CEO, Marty Ernst, has done a really great job in leading our company into the future. As you can see, we have a long, rich history in the terrazzo business. So we, with the sister company of Rosa Mosaic and Tile Company, we can lean on them for their expertise in development of new products. If we could go to the next slide. Victoria?
Sorry, 1 second.
No worries.
There we go.
All right. Our rich history gives us the knowledge to produce quality products, but it's our mission, vision, and our core values that lead Venosa to be the premier precast manufacturer in the industry. We intertwine our mission, vision, and core values into our team's everyday lives. We want them to live and breathe our mission, vision, and core values. We inspire a commitment of our team to practice relentless improvement to provide stellar customer satisfaction and quality products. As you can see, it states in our vision and core values, we'll use our distinctive skills and expertise to elevate your experience, and we will do the right thing to earn your business, hopefully. That is a brief explanation about the creation of Venosa and the culture that drives our team. Now I'm going to turn it over to Marty, and he's going to discuss Venosa's capabilities. Marty?
Thanks a lot, Ryan. And again, I also want to thank each of you for your time. I really do understand how precious it is, and try to be brief and to the point, but give you a little bit of insight into what we can do for you and hopefully help you understand why that's a good fit. From the very beginning, Venosa has focused on what we refer to as the big complete product, which is not just what goes out the door, but really everything that leads up to the product going out the door, and then after it goes out the door, what will lead to a very delighted customer. And our customer being a contract manufacturer, a terrazzo contractor, or by extension, you're the end customer as well. We want everyone delighted in the process. So what that means for us is that we really like to get involved as early as possible, be very collaborative, and work in conjunction with you to specify the things that will result in a real stellar experience for everyone. We, because we work with a lot of different customers, we've seen many different implementations and executions of precast terrazzo, and we think we can bring those experiences to bear to help make the experience on new and future projects all the better. We, as Ryan alluded to, we have resources that we can reach out to through affiliated companies, through our own internal experience, and we take advantage of all that expertise in order to make the upfront work pay off down the road. We, as you see on this slide, we identify the consultation. We on the front end, we also work very hand in hand with you to make sure that the aesthetics are right. So Victoria drives the sampling process, if need be mock-ups, which we're capable and happy to work with you on that. We have a CAD artist here on staff, a fellow by the name of Matt Wheatley, who will work with you to make sure we have all the key dimensions identified on the product and develop shop drawings that really provide our blueprint for what we're going to make and for what you're going to get. So with Victoria's work on the front end to get the product looking right, Matt's work on the front end to make sure that the dimensions and specifications are right, it really sets us up well to have a good outcome. So that leads us into the production where we actually make the product. And that's what people think of the product, but we don't stop there. We make it, we ship it, and then we follow up with you and to make sure that we've learned everything we can from the project and that we can use that as a feedback loop to help on the future projects as well. So we really want to be engaged with you from the very beginning to the very end. Again, with the objective being that everyone involved in this is just delighted, has a stellar experience. It kind of leads me to the next part, which is how do we differentiate ourselves? And I think in terms of when I'm on the other side of the table, what is it that I look for? What would make me want to work with Venosa? How can it differentiate itself? And there's really three different areas that I want to emphasize today. So the first is really related to our, not just our ability, but our willingness and enjoyment in working with you on highly customized solutions. So we make custom forms for very commonly for treads and risers that we in-house, we have the ability, and we do make them to reflect to the design point that has been agreed to. And it gives you a lot of flexibility in terms of specifying the tread risers as an example, not just the tread length, but the thickness, the profile, shape, riser heights, finishing specs, whether they are abrasive strips or metal inserts. I mean, there are a lot of ways to customize and tailor the product to really be just what is needed for the application. And so that willingness and ability to make custom product, I think, brings some real value to the relationship. The second part of it is that we are very sensitive and aware of the importance of time in a project. So timeliness in responding to you and providing you the information, commitment to give you turnaround times that are going to meet your project objectives, and the willingness and ability to tailor shipment schedules. We can make partial shipments, stage shipments, however you want to look at it, in order to let you begin the installation process at a point where it makes the most sense for you, and that we're providing that timeliness as an important element of the total project. That's the second area where we really think we can differentiate ourselves. And the third area is being easy to work with. We really want to be just where it's just an easy relationship, where you know what you're going to get, and what you get, it meets your expectations and delights you. We don't want to ever drop the ball in communications. We really commit ourselves to being easy to work with. So those are the kind of three areas where we really think we can differentiate ourselves. I kind of want to wrap up just a little bit talking about a little more depth about the customization you see on this slide, a couple other things that I think are important to keep in mind. So when it comes to the product itself, you have a lot, in addition to the size and the shape, you have a lot of flexibility into what it looks like itself. We have relationships with a number of epoxy suppliers and aggregate suppliers. We can get you a formulation and the look that you want. Today's world, Venetian is very popular, for example, and as long as the product is thick enough to allow for that, we're happy to include that. In our plant itself, we have invested significantly in advanced manufacturing capabilities. So we have a 5-axis CNC, for example, that we use on most of our tread riser and other complex shapes or other very large shapes. And what that does is it gives us the ability to produce product that is probably not something that can be done by hand. So as an example, we've made steps that are 12.5 feet long. We use that capability to be consistent. So it gives us the capability and the consistency so that, you know, when I alluded to these large steps, we just finished a job where we did over 300 steps on it alone. And while they weren't all of the same design point, they all looked very similar because we got that uniformity and consistency out of our CNC. The other piece of our investment is most recently we have installed and commissioned an advanced surface polishing line earlier this year. And what that does for us is it gives us the ability to produce uniform thicknesses on flat work so that we can make tiles or panels. We can make surface countertops for surface applications. And those capabilities give us, again, the ability to be very uniform and consistent, and also to offer to you capabilities that you might not get from just any other supplier candidate. So those are very important for us, and it kind of goes to the core of what we're trying to do here, which is to be always forward-looking. We are committed to continuing to invest in new technologies, into people, and into relationships, so that we're not content with where we are. We always want to be advancing the ball and offering new value to the relationship so that you find us to be a partner that you really do want to engage with and work with moving forward. Ryan, that's a little bit about the capabilities, and I'll turn it back to you.
Awesome. Thank you, Marty. You did a great job there. So Marty discussed a lot of the different capabilities that we have, which allows us to create some of the finest custom products. When we call, straight base, code base, what you see on the screen here, you wouldn't think they're custom, but when we say custom, we can customize them for you. So our custom products include straight and code base tread and riser combinations, separate tread and risers, and countertops. According to your specifications, these shapes can all be customized by size and color, as Marty mentioned. But we're not only limited to these items. We're able to produce other items also. We can create products to meet building codes and your project needs. The way I always look at it is basically, if we can form it, we can produce it for you. So we'll always find a way to help you out. And produce a product that you need for your project. Whatever you need, we'll find a way to make it happen. We want to be your manufacturer partner to provide you the product that you need for your project. So we invite you to inspire us on your next project. Reach out to Marty or Victoria or myself, or you'll see some other contacts at the end of this presentation that reach out to our team and ask for help. We're willing to find a way to make it happen. So if we go to the next slide, Victoria, please. So I want to discuss our different base options. We offer straight base and cove base. Typically, they're 4 to 6 inches is the industry standard, but we can produce any height that fits your project needs. We've done 8-inch and 12-inch base, but we're not limited to those sizes either. So you let us know what size you need and we'll find a way to make it happen. Our typical thickness of our base is 3/8 of an inch, but we've manufactured 1/2 inch before. But once again, we're not limited to the thicknesses. We're willing to work with you. Our straight and cove base offer an eased edge, as you can see in the drawings here. Cove base, we also offer a metal toe strip, as seen in the drawing on the left. If we could go to the tread and risers. All right. So dimensions of the tread and riser combinations can be modified to fit your project needs and meet building codes. So we offer a tread and riser combination. Then on the picture on the right, we also offer a separate tread and riser. The separate tread and riser dimensions can be vary to fit your project needs also. Most of your tread nosing specifies a radius profile, but that can change depending on the project requirements. If you need us to do a square nose, etc., we can do that too. And then we also offer abrasive strips on our treads. We offer a variety of abrasive strips in various colors, as well as metal inserts. So we have 3 pictures shown here to demonstrate that. The abrasive strips can vary in number, so if you need 3, 2, or 4 strips of abrasive, we can do that, and the size, depending on your project needs. In the middle picture, you can see that we show a black abrasive strip. Our abrasive strips are made of epoxy, so we can actually do any color that you really want for an abrasive strip. The abrasive strips are obviously designed to provide slip resistance on the step. We have 2 pictures showing metal strips. Metal strips can be inlaid, like the picture on the left, into the tread. That particular picture has copper inlaid into the tread. Or we can offer a revealed metal strip as seen on the picture on the right. The revealed metal strip will provide slip resistance. Metal strips can come in various types of metals, such as stainless steel and aluminum. Those are the most common that used, but we're not only limited to those metals. We can look at other metals too. With the machinery that we have in our plant, as Marty discussed, we have the ability to offer many different shapes and sizes of treads and risers, cove base and straight base. So that we are able to offer an extensive line of custom products. The custom items that I discussed are a core part of our business, but we're developing other product lines to offer too. So I'd like to go through some of our developmental initiatives that we have for our company. In development, we have two new product lines that we're currently working on to launch. Most likely these are going to launch in fourth quarter of 2020 or first quarter of 2021. One of the product lines that I want to discuss that we're developing consists of a collection of base, tread and riser, specifically designed with to coordinate with various flooring options, including soft surfaces. So we're going to have cove base and tread and risers in this collection. We narrowed this collection down to 6 colors. We did market research to insert each of these colors. Will pair with a multitude of flooring types and designs. So it offers a very nice color palette with some nice grays and beiges and a nice dark color called graphite. Seen In the photos here, terrazzo straight base colors are paired with various flooring finishes, including porcelain tile, carpet, LVT, and polished concrete. Our snow, which is the picture on the top left, is paired with a 12 by 24 porcelain tile and some carpet squares. Our stone color is paired with a 12 by 24 porcelain tile and luxury vinyl tile. And then the one I like the most is the stone, which is paired down in the bottom left-hand corner, which is paired with stained concrete. So a lot of different flooring options that our straight base can be paired with. We also are going to offer cove base and treads and risers with this program. For the projects that need quick turnaround, we'll be stocking these products when the program launches. So we're going to be able to ship these out when you're needing them. So, you know, we can meet your project timeline quickly. With our product initiatives, our developmental initiatives, we value your feedback. So during this webinar, we ask you to give us any feedback that you see with the product line that I just discussed by asking or giving the feedback in our chat option, or at the end you can email us or call us with our contact information that you can get at the end of the presentation here. So now I'm going to pass it over to Victoria to discuss our terrazzo slabs.
Yes, so as stated previously, we do have the capability to create custom terrazzo countertops. We are also developing a line of terrazzo slabs as well. Our slabs typically come in a 39-inch by 72-inch slab. They are 2 centimeter or 3 centimeters, similar to stone slabs. We are developing a line of Venetian slabs, as you can see in the photos on the right, that is large aggregate. So these are going to be about 15 colors of large aggregate terrazzo slabs. We can basically customize your countertops any way you want. As you can see in the photo in the top left, this is actually a countertop at a wine bar. And we took wine bottles and shaved them down into little circles, and there's actually a figure 8 of wine bottle inlay in that countertop. In the middle photo, you can also see that there is metal divider strip similar to terrazzo floor in that table. So there are many things you can do with terrazzo countertops. Your possibilities are really limitless. We can also ship the slabs to the job site. We also have the capability of fabricating the countertops here and shipping them to the job site. So if you give us your dimensions, like for sinks or faucet holes or anything like that, any cutouts or radiuses, if you ship that, or if you give that to us, we can fabricate those tops here and ship them directly to your job site. We can also ship slabs directly to your job site. I'd like to take a little bit of time to go through some of our projects that we've done. We have, let's see, let's get this slide to go. We have completed projects across the United States and can ship internationally. Some of our larger projects include the Martin Luther King Memorial Library in Washington, D.C. There's a few photos of it. This consisted of over 300 treads and risers of all varying cuts, including straight, angled, and radiused. These treads were extremely customized for this project. They also included raised stainless steel inserts. It actually took us 2 forklifts to get them onto the truck because they were so long. Some of these were 12 feet long treads, but we did it. We customized it and we did it. They also included 1,000 linear feet of stringers, as well as 3,500 square feet of countertops. And all these countertops are of different shapes and sizes. They all had different cutouts. Some of them were for restrooms, others were for pantries, there were desktops. We did all kinds of countertops for this project. A few other projects that we have done include, get my mouse back over here. There we go. They includes Duke Energy headquarters in Indianapolis, Indiana. This project consisted of 100 treads, and they also had stainless steel inserts. We've also done the Clemson School of Business, which actually included 630 square feet of seating panels. So we've actually created seating panels and stadium seating for a few projects now. So that's a highly customizable product that we can produce. The Cherokee Nation Health Center in Oklahoma, those were 84 pie-shaped treads. So they actually had a radius on the end of them. So another example of how we can customize treads. Here's a few projects that we've done across, well, these are actually local. So America Place at River Ridge is in Utica, Indiana. And this project is a really good example of how terrazzo can be paired with other flooring systems. So this terrazzo staircase actually is created in the snow color from our developmental line, but it's paired with a polished concrete floor. So this building is an office building. It's also an art gallery. It's an office building that houses an art gallery. And it's an extremely contemporary space. And this staircase spans 3 floors. It wraps around 3 floors. It's a really interesting space. If you ever get a chance to go there, I highly recommend it. In the right side of this is the Indiana O'Neill School of Public and Environmental Affairs. Here we have the University of Louisville Hospital Pediatric Ambulatory Center. This is a good example of how terrazzo, 2 different types of terrazzo compare with each other. So this is traditional terrazzo cove base, and it is paired with a microblend terrazzo. So as you can see in the bottom photo, the microblend terrazzo meets the cove base. So you have 2 different looking floors meeting together. In the next photo is the University of Kentucky Dining Commons. And that is 2 flights of stairs, and they include black abrasive strips. And this is probably our most well-known project in Louisville. It is the Speed Art Museum. This was a 72,000 square foot expansion designed by Y Architecture. The museum used to be, pretty small. But they added this entire, modern section to it that included 7 terrazzo staircases, which included 2 open riser glass railed modern staircases. 2 of these can be seen here, but the very first picture was also the Speed Art Museum, the first picture on the slideshow. And that staircase actually spanned 2 floors. And then in the bottom left photo is the monumental staircase. And those are tread risers with stringers running along the side. And all of these treads include metal stainless steel nosing. Now I'd like to go through our website. Reshare. I'm gonna have to switch screens real quick. 1 second. New share. Come on. Oh, there we go. Brian, can you see the website? Yes, okay, good. All right, so first I'd like to run through our sample gallery. We have about 80 samples in our gallery. They are color coordinated, so they start with kind of a neutral tone and go down into the colors. However, they are also grouped by price. So if you hit Luxe, which is our highest price group, you can see all of the Luxe priced terrazzo samples. It looks like these are all very colorful, and they are, but color does not limit your price group. It just happens to be that way on here. The reason these are more expensive is because they include a lot of glass and exotic aggregates. So these are more expensive, but you're not limited to color by price. Here's our vintage line, and the modern is the lowest cost. These consist primarily of all marble. In general, when you're dealing with terrazzo, marble terrazzo is going to be a little bit cheaper than if you include glass and higher end aggregates. You are not limited to what is on this page. We can customize our samples in any way possible. If you pick out this and say, I want to add black aggregate, we can add black. If you say, I want that aggregate but a different color epoxy, we can do a different color epoxy. You can basically customize however you would like. And then we can move on to our resource page. If it will load. There we go. All right, our resources include a epoxy precast guide specifications. These are downloadable in a Word document, so you can modify them and use them on a project. We also have our precast product drawings. These are available in PDF format as well as a downloadable CAD file. So they are modifiable as well. And at the bottom, we have the care of terrazzo. So this is the National Terrazzo and Mosaic Association's care and maintenance brochure. The National Terrazzo and Mosaic Association is our trade organization, and so all of our care and maintenance information comes directly from them. So this is exactly what you would need to take care of your terrazzo. And let's see. We go back to the home page. All of these pages can be reached from the home page as well. So if you go to the bottom, this will take you back to the material page and the maintenance pages, as you can see here. So our website is designed to be used as a tool. If there's anything on here that you don't see that you need, definitely contact us, or just give us your feedback on what you would like to see on our website. We'd love to know what we can do to help you all out. So let me turn it back over to Ryan now. If I can get it back to the presentation. Sure. Okay. And Ryan will lead us into a Q&A real quick. Brian, I think you're muted.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, 1 second.
Okay.
There we go.
Yep. So one thing about the website, I just want to touch a point is when you highlight the color and it brings up a pop-up menu, there's actually a download sample tab where you can actually download a picture of the sample and save it to your files. That's a nice feature to have if you're in the design phase or you're wanting to send a picture of the color to your customer to see if they want to sign off on it. So, I would definitely utilize that download picture feature on our website. It's a great feature to have. So great job on the website, Victoria. All right, so Victoria has all of our contacts listed up here. Marty's, Victoria's, and mine's on the left. Please jot the information down. We're going to have this presentation on our website after the Zoom call here, so it'll be posted on our website. So if you are not able to jot it down, you can go back to our website and pull up this presentation, and you can get our contact information there. Marty Ernst III is our plant manager. I highly recommend if we have the honor to manufacture product for you, and your project is in production, and you have a question about where it's at, or a question on the production status of your project, you're more than welcome to call him and get an update on that. Matt Wheatley is our CAD and CAM operator and estimator. He can assist you on any questions on estimates, or more importantly on drawings and specifications, so he can service you on that. So now we're going to open it up for a few minutes for questions. Like I said earlier in the presentation, if you have any questions, please use the chat option at the bottom of the Zoom menu option there, and write the question in there, and Victoria will read it, and one of us will answer it. So Victoria, do we have any questions currently?
I don't see anything currently.
Okay, we'll give it a few moments here. There's also an option in, you can raise your hand and we can allow you to talk also, if you have any questions. We'll give it a few minutes here.
Oh, wait, there we go. Oh, Drew Hunter says, thank you for the informative webinar. You're welcome.
Absolutely.
We're glad to have you.
Glad you joined, Drew. Appreciate you taking time. All right, we'll give it about another 20 seconds here. All right, well, I don't see any other questions or comments, so we're going to wrap this up. But once again, we want to thank you for taking time out of your busy schedules to learn more about Venosa. we intend to have some future webinars on just product knowledge or products that we're developing. So please stay tuned to email blasts that Victoria sends out, or we ask you to actually like us on LinkedIn and follow our page on LinkedIn, and or on Facebook. Follow us on Facebook. We Victoria's always posting information there about Venosa's products and education. So please stay tuned for a future Zoom call. So thank you again, and we appreciate it. Everybody have a wonderful day.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you to all.